Greetings, I'm Captain Rich, and welcome back to the Sunday Sampler. This week we'll be taking a look at Dead Cells. This is a metroidvania roguelite, self-published by Motion Twin, and I'm recording this on May 14th, 2017, with early access version 2017, May 12th, 3964F57, if you can't read that in the corner. And since I said it, yes, this is an early access version, and I'm playing the initial release of this. Metroidvania roguelite, that's a weird combination, isn't it? So let's just dive into the game itself, and we'll talk about it a little bit as we go on. At the very beginning of a run here, just 18 seconds in. And this is, well, like I said, the opening area. We'll pick that up as my secondary weapon. I have a choice between a throwing knife and a shield. We'll just go with the throwing knife for now. And unfortunately, this guy is not available yet. So, Metroidvania roguelite. Like I said, a strange combination, mostly because... Oh, I got hit there. That was dumb of me. Ooh, twin daggers. Excellent. Change out my primary weapon right away. Mostly because you think of roguelite as kind of the antithesis of Metroidvania style games, where Metroidvania has a, well, usually fairly static sprawling map, and you use new abilities that you get to access new portions of it. And technically that's true with this, so get a health up right away. Matter of fact, right here is a good example of this. At the beginning of the game, well, when I first started a few hours ago, this was not accessible, or this type of unlock. These are, you get permanent power-ups via completing various boss battles, and it unlocks a branching path. In this case, I could go to the toxic sewers if I want, but I've literally just started this run, so I don't want to go there unless I'm trying to do a timed run, which there is a speed run portion of this that certain doors are locked after a certain amount of time. And right here's another thing that I can't access yet. I think I need another boss in order to access it, but that's how it is in these games. Ooh, a treasure chest. A giant treasure chest, that's always good. Well, usually good. Okay, a greed shield blocks attacks and shakes out any loose gold from your enemy's teeth once per enemy. And it also throws a grenade whenever I use it. Which, that's the roguelite aspect of it, is that certain weapons pick up certain random attributes, like that greed shield. The other two I have don't really have their random attributes this time around. I'm going to pass on the shield, mostly because I prefer rolling and having a ranged weapon. You have two slots, a primary and secondary weapon. You have two ability slots, which unfortunately I haven't picked up any yet. You have a amulet, which I have just a prisoner's collar, and a health vial, which is one of the first upgrades that you get. Actually, where am I? Oh, there I am. We'll just use the teleporter to show that off a little bit. And, oh, whoop, that was stupid of me. I fell a little too far and got stunned right in front of that guy. Oh. And you can see as I get hit, rather stupidly I might add, as I'm just taking stupid damage, I am able to recover a little bit of my lost health from just doing damage, which is a nice little concession, I guess it's the proper term. Oh, I get a little bit of extra coin there. And we get a power-up. Let's stop. Got some health. Let's go for strength to get some weapons damage. Okay. Oh. Unfortunately, they don't damage one another. That would be lovely, but oh well. The combat is very methodical. I don't want to call it slow because it doesn't feel sluggish, particularly whenever there's a lot going on. Oh, we random shop, which I can pick up a grenade, and that's about all I could afford. I'm 200 gold away from getting a flashbang or a ruby amulet, which both are nice. But we'll pass on that for now. Oh, and we got another door that, let's see. I don't recognize that power up, and unfortunately I don't have the gold for it. I can just break the door, but it also curses me if I do that, so that I have to kill 10 enemies, without taking damage. And well, we've seen my ability to avoid damage, but that's partly got the electric whip. Plus 5 damage, 120 damage per second. I'm not a big fan of that. Sometimes you'll get a better version of it though, which yeah, is worth it, but that one isn't. Oh, I didn't outrange that like I thought I did. Yeah, I'm not doing a good showing of this, am I? It is a very difficult game, and there's the first level fully explored. Let's go ahead and leave. Could have went back for the bomb, but not terribly worried about it. So this is the upgrade system. As you may have noticed, as I've been killing enemies, I've been picking up these blue orbs, dead cells. And this is what I could use them on. This is unlike how Rogue Legacy does it, where if you don't have enough to do a full upgrade in between runs, you lose it. In this, it allows you to grind out, which they have specifically made it so that you can grind and grind and grind away and eventually get upgrades. Like you can see, one of the first upgrades I got was the healing potion, which unfortunately, if you don't have that, you can't heal without getting a random drop, which is rare. You can grind these upgrades, but it's very slow, and a lot of the upgrades, after you get the initial unlock and get the initial upgrade, you can see 10, then it goes up to 20 and 30 for some of these, which that's an unlock for 30, that's an unlock for 20. Yeah, you can see where it's definitely going to be grindy, which may work for some people, may not work for others. We'll just go ahead and get the beat grinder that unlocks it completely, and now we can see the damage upgrade, and he'll hand me that whenever I leave the screen. Man, let's see, I have 8 cells left. Let's just go ahead and I hope the mouse cursor isn't in the way. I just noticed that was there. Yeah, some of these are very basic, just damage upgrades. Some increases your health. This gave me a random starter bow, which is why I got the throwing knives instead of just a starter weapon for a bow. We'll just go ahead and I wanted to have something I could work on upgrade or unlocking. I guess the magnetic grenade is goes-any, and we pick that up, and ooh, that's rather sexy. And thankfully it doesn't damage me. And I could also recharge my flask if I used it. And it also heals me, but my flask only has 1 charge on it for now. And on to the next level. And like I said, there is a branching path, and as you kill enemies, you unlock the ability to get to different paths, which does kind of lend to a Metroidvania style game, but also kind of doesn't, because it's one of those things that I would expect the same map, it's a strange thing. Ooh, a skill up here. Excellent. Let's go for even more strength. So I should be knocking the ever-loving hell out of things. Okay, that's a double-edged sword. Deal 2 times damage, but also receive 2 times damage. And well, I guess 215% damage dealt, because it's a bonus damage as well. Oh. We can see how the combat is very methodical, and you have to really be careful about it. The store page definitely has it right in saying that it's Dark Souls-like. I won't call it a Dark Souls-style game because it's a lot faster than what Dark Souls really is. At least everything I've ever seen about Dark Souls. Ooh, a new blueprint. Unfortunately, I don't get that right away. I have to unlock it, and I also have to get it to the that guy in between levels. So I have to complete this level in order to get that, which can be very. There's the timed run. Let's see, I missed this by nearly 3 minutes, but then again, I wasn't really trying for it. The timed doors, I don't know what's behind them yet. I haven't accessed them yet. Yeah, I've been ignoring going down these areas, haven't I? We'll just explore this at a nice leisurely place. Ooh. And that's definitely worth it. Makes me wish I'd spent that one upgrade on something other than strength, though. But you can see how my knives are doing even more damage. There we go. Ooh, and got grenades. And an elite. Oh, shit. He is tough. Yeah, that's no joke. He is fast. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Sorry, I couldn't really talk on that because, damn. And we got a shiny rock. There's secrets that appear as runes on the walls. I may have walked past several of them already. I'm not a huge fan of the meat grinder, at least for now. I like my grenades. So let's see, another shop with a horizontal turret. That is also very sexy. And it also does a lot more damage on bleeding targets, which my throwing knives does. So that's a nice combo. I also have 2 really good grenades. See, this is where the strategy comes in. We'll go without that. I tend to play with the horizontal turret because it is very powerful, at least in this level. Then it starts to really drop off. We'll just head back up. Wait, was there a teleporter? No, there wasn't. Okay, there we go. So it's definitely worthwhile exploring, and this is... Oh. Come on. Yeah, sometimes he does like to grab onto ledges, but and it's more just an annoyance. Oh, there's a carrot, which is some health, and slicey. But I am really enjoying this. There are some things I don't like about it, particularly how it feels like. The game can use some balance changes. Granted, this is the initial release in early access. It just feels like some things are a lot more powerful than they should. Really, really strong combos, which may just be the fact of life of a rogue-lite in general. And also the fact that it feels a little strange to call this a metroidvania style game. Oh. There we go. Because of... Okay, that takes us to the old sewers. Do I want to go there? Not when I see a lot of things to grab. Especially since we're just really sitting here, enjoying the game and chattering away. Right? Besides, I'm going to die a horrible death in the 3rd level anyway. Because that's about as far as I could get right now. Granted, only after a couple hours, so which may speak to the overall difficulty of the game in general, because I am able to do fairly well at it with only a little bit of practice. Oh. Okay, there we go. And that's him down. See, there's another route down here. Okay, that's the time up door, so I can't go through that, unfortunately. Well, I am very, very impressed with the graphics. Music is okay. It's nicely done, but at the same time, it's not something that is, oh my god, blowing my balls off. Oh, another beat grinder. This is a +1 to skill, so that's actually very tempting. Let's toss that one away. Okay, it's just... Yeah, okay, what that does is... well, I guess I should talk about the level up system in general. Is that you have different levels on your abilities. You have skills, health, and strength. Health increases your health pool. Strength increases your weapon damage, which you can see the overall difference just from grabbing a couple... grabbing 4 levels of weapons. And skills increases the damage of skills and also shortens the cooldown. So that meat grinder would have made it so that I could use... oh, I was dumb. Trying to avoid getting hit here. There we go. Skills would have made it so I could use my grenade to the meat grinder more often. And there's another little side path here. Okay, so that was the old sewers. This takes me to the other path that I can take. Oh, well, presumably. Or we'll just, go through, kill everything, then figure out what we want to do afterwards. But I do like the upgrade system in general. It feels less punishing than Rogue Legacies. But at the same time, it feels more grindy. I guess I didn't really talk about all that much. That takes us to the old ramparts, which is rather difficult. But there should be some... Oh, and there's another path here that unfortunately I can't access because I don't have the 3rd boss done yet. Matter of fact, you could see the runes over on the right-hand side. I have the Vine rune. Looks like there's a room for, I would say, about 5 runes. And granted, this is early access, so that could easily change as the game progresses through early access. So let's, I mentioned the combat a little bit. Let's talk about some more. It's one of those games that well, I could definitely see where they compare it with Dark Souls because a lot of the combat is, we'll just take the teleporter. It comes down to knowing what certain enemies do. Let's go to the old sewers, I guess. So that means we'll take that teleporter. Yeah, definitely not winning any speed runs, but this is more just showing off the game than anything else. This is also the level that you'd go to if you didn't have the Vine rune. Which there's no guarantee that... Well, actually, you wouldn't... you have to have the Vine rune for either of these, now that I think about it. And I missed a big thing. No, that's the time door, isn't it? So you can see what the time door does. It has... looks like 2 or 3 chests there. Yeah, you have to have the Vine rune to get through this, and the boss is actually rather tough. And the next rune that I'll get, well, I don't know what it does exactly, but I have fought the boss before, and it is rather tough. So let's just go ahead and leave this. But I should say it's tough, but it also is fairly fair. most of the time. There's been a few times that, you know, it's felt like it's kind of taken me over. Let's just go ahead and unlock, get a new blueprint. Now, thankfully, once I get it to this guy, I don't have to worry about it. I could unlock it at my leisure, so that's one thing. But the combat, it felt mostly fair. There's been a couple times that I've been just, you know, randomly stun locked by something, and then, well, I shouldn't say randomly, but I got hit, got stun locked, and then was just, you know, ganged up on. But that's also comes down to, you know, watching out for what I'm doing. So let's see, what else can I get? I may want to just start dumping points into that. I'm close to getting it. I would get it on the next run. So we'll recharge our flask and get our health back. I am very impressed with the graphics. It's one of those games that the pixel art is done exceptionally well. It doesn't feel like a crutch for lack of art talent, like some pixel art games feels like. Okay, we'll just wait for him to turn around, jump up. Oh, okay, there's a guy down there that's causing shrooms to, or that shroom's causing spikes to appear under me. Oh, thought the shroom was going behind me because of the graphic there. And that's more just inexperience with this. I've only gotten to the 3rd level a few times. Well, and made significant progress at it. Okay, that's poison water. Don't go in the pee-pee water, kids. Man, do have a fair amount of damage this time around. Oh. And there's some more monies. There we go. It does feel like there's a wall jump missing. I think that's the big moveset that I'm really missing in this. Granted, it may be an ability that I unlock later. But just thinking about potential moves I'm missing, I think wall jump is one. There we go. Just nice and slow. Okay, that's a blocked doorway. Maybe I get something to unlock that. Alright, I gotta go back. I mean, granted, the mini-map is showing me that, but it's a little tough to see compared to just bringing up the big map. Oh. And there we go. Ooh, some more gold. But yeah, combat is mostly not being caught by surprise. Wow. Okay, so heals. We'll grab a all cheapo heal. We don't actually have a good amulet, but that isn't a great amulet either. On the plus side, we have a good way to heal. Oh, that's a boss encounter. Ah, shit. Ooh, he turned around on me and stunned me. Damn. Oh, that was stupid. I was trying to drop down and I was too far over. That was entirely my fault. I think. But this is the beginning of a new run. You come back here, you possess a recently decapitated corpse. And away we go again. Get the electric whip. I guess that technically is a ranged weapon. We'll play a little bit more while we just kind of You can see why I don't care for the electric whip that much. It is very low damage compared to everything else. Granted, it also is a ranged weapon, so yeah, to each their own. Door opened up there. Excellent. Well, let's see. What else to really talk about? Well, you can see how, yeah, if you get caught out, you are dead. So, that is a little bit annoying, particularly whenever you're 20-ish minutes into a run to, yeah, lose it within a couple seconds and sometimes not even understand fully what happened until you release it down and look at it. Granted, that's kind of the benefit of recording this, is that I'm able to go back and look. That and the jump down was a little bit finicky there. That may be my fault though, because it's one of those things that if you have I'm using the thumbstick, and if you're leaning too far over, you'll do a kind of, oh, here, I could show you here. So this is going full down. This is about at the, I would say, the 4 o'clock position. You can see how it's it has a little bit more distance on it. Well, let's just swap them out. Oh, that has a long wind-up time on it. I'm not sure if I like that. Long wind-up time and short range. Ooh. Yeah, let's go back for the electric whip. But yeah, sometimes the game can be a little finicky, but it's more down to practice, I think. So we get bombs. But likely that boss was going to give me a rune that I needed. Okay, that's... Yep, since we're kind of at the end of things, let's just go ahead and break this. Ooh, I gotta kill 40 enemies for this. Saves your life once. Does not work against curses. Alright, well. That's going to be a run ender most likely. I can see why it's 40 though. And why it's so fucking expensive. Ooh. Oh, I was trying to grab that. Yeah. Curses are no joke. Particularly whenever it's 40 enemies. Oh. But yeah, let's just go ahead and wrap things up. Tough but mostly fair combat. The RNG can be a bit painful. I mean, granted, that time around I really didn't get any good melee weapons, so I was using a fairly weak ranged weapon. The upgrade system is very, very grindy. Granted, that does also make it more forgiving than Rogue Legacy, which is probably the best analog I could give to this game, is that it's an action platformer, roguelite like Rogue Legacy is. And it also can be painful to lose blueprints, particularly when they are somewhat rare. Especially after playing a little bit. You start getting all the common blueprints out of a particular area, and I think the blueprints are tied to a specific area, so losing that blueprint can be very, very painful if you get a rare one out of an area that you haven't gone to that much, or that you've pretty much farmed out completely and just haven't gotten that last really powerful blueprint. And it is very, very easy to die, particularly whenever you get a curse, but that's, playing with fire there. But, well, you saw that I was losing a good chunk of my health to that elite. Granted, the elite is essentially a boss character, so that's not quite fair to say, but you will get at times where particularly enemies can stun lock you, and if you get stun locked in a group of enemies, you are dead. And also, enemy variety is a little bit on the lean side for now. Granted, different areas do have different enemies and gives different styles of enemies, so It's more just getting through the initial area to get access to more and more enemy types. And I'm hoping that the early access version, as it progresses, does expand on that a bit more. This doesn't really feel Metroidvania. It feels like Rogue Legacy, really. I mean, that's more probably nitpicking than anything else. But I do like the branching path system and the movement system. When it ends up being a little finicky, I'm getting pinned up against a wall. It's pretty fluid. I do like how well the combat moves. Granted, the balancing can use a little bit of tweaking, particularly, well, I didn't really show them off here, but there's a couple combinations that are just, downright deadly. But it may also just be a fluke of the roguelite genre, because I know Binding of Isaac has it where certain combinations, while fairly rare, can just be devastating. So that's, yeah. But that is a Dead Cells. It is currently $14.44 due to its initial sale. After May 17th, it'll increase its price by 15%, coming off sale to its normal price of $16.99. And they did say on the store page that the price will increase over the course of the early access time, so I'm expecting it to increase to somewhere in the $20-$25 range. That's just my expectation, but I could be wrong on that, and I have no information on if that's true or not. But that is Dead Cells, as I've just sat here and chattered away. I'll just go ahead and start doing a new run just to give it a little bit of movement in the background. We get the fucking electric whip again. Let's just take the shield. As always, feedback is greatly appreciated, particularly on the Sunday Sampler, because it does give me more information on what to use, or what type of games to play on these games, on this video. And also, your subscriptions and likes are very useful on the Sunday Sampler videos in particular, because it allows me to see exactly how people like these games, and also that's what the developers, that's one of kind of the very powerful weapons. The horizontal turret allows developers to see that I have actually some viewers and to get better games like Dead Cells. I will say that I've enjoyed this game for the most part. Anyway, I think that wraps us up for the day, as I really just kind of stink this one up. Well, I'll say thank you for watching, and I'll be back for more of the Sunday Sampler next week, most likely. But until then, I'll see ya.